Hello everyone. Today's lesson is about drag and drop in JavaScript. So if you have heard about OLE drag and drop, if you have used Visual Basic, Visual Basic.NET or any other programming language in which you have perhaps you have done OLE drag and drop. So here is the concept of drag and drop in JavaScript. If you have gone to online shopping cart or some web pages where while you do shopping, you drag your say your item which you want to buy and add it to cart. So there is some user interactivity where you can drag some object and drop it somewhere else. So this tutorial is about something about that. So we will start this tutorial and I will go through the code, write the code and show you how to do this. So this is the HTML page. So first I am going to write the head, and within the head I will just show you. I'll first write this style sheet. The style will be defined within the HTML page. There is no extra CSS style sheet. This style actually regarding the drag and drop, there is two element is there. One is the image source image from where the image will be dragged, and another is the target div element in which the image will be dropped. So in name of the target div element is target div, and the style sheet is related to that target div element. So I'm just making some giving some specific property to it, like left margin, width of the div, height of the div, border of the div, and the border color and all that. So it is done in such a way that the div element will be on the right side of the page and image source will be on the left side of the page, so that and there is this quite gap between the two, so that I can show you the drag and drop will be quite visible to you, so that you can understand. So width is 250 pixel, height is 200 pixel, padding is 10 pixel, and border is 1 pixel. It's solid border, and color is given in hex code. So this is the style sheet. So let us just saving the file. Okay. So giving the name as drag drop .html. So after the style sheet is defined, now I am going to define my two element. First one is, as I have told you, it is target div on which our image will be dropped. This ID is target div, and there are there will be two events declared. First event is on drag over. I'll just show you separately that what the event we are using in the div element and as well as in image source element. This is the div element in which there are two events. One is on drag over and another is on drop, and in that two functions are invoked. This function I will define later on. I'll show you in this tutorial. First one is allow drop, which has a parameter of event, and the second one is drop, which also have a parameter event. And the source image also have two events. One is draggable, which is set to true, and there is on drag start, when the dragging will when the user will start the dragging from the image source. That will be, and here also a function is called known as drag, which also has a parameter event. Now I just put this on the div element, call these two functions, allow drop and drop, with a parameter event. So I'm div tag is closed here. After this we will just define the image element, img element. Just remember the ID of the element, we required it later on, that is drag img. This is the source file, source image content. Width and height of the image will be same as the div element. See, the div element width is 250 pixel and height is 200 pixel. So we set the same thing here, and now we will just get the two event which will be included in the image img, the draggable and on drag start. So I have finished with my body. Now I will be defining all the functions in the script. Just to tell you that on drag over is a function, is an event which invokes a function called allow drop. The allow drop function, actually what it does, by default the dragging of element is not allowed in a HTML page, and so allow drop just what it does, it just make the page to allow the element to be dragged. So in this event, see, we have included this event and it is declared as EV, and there is a function called prevent default. This prevent default function, when invoked, it actually discards the default discard dropping of element in HTML page. So next function is drag. This function is invoked when the dragging is start, because that's, see, first when you start dragging, when you press your left button and start moving the button mouse with the left button pressed, in that time on drag over is on drag start event is been fired, and this drag function has been invoked. So what this does, this event has a property called data transfer. This data transfer has a function called set data, which actually have, see, the drag obj, we give it a name as drag obj, and the event has a target. Target ID has been set here. Target ID means where you drop this your mouse button, where you release your mouse button. So that has been given here. So we can see why this set data has been invoked. Well, here, see, in the drop, because in the drop function, you just see where the drop function is been invoked. The drop function is been invoked on drop event on div element, where the image will be dropped. So here also, see, again set data transfer dot. Now the get data is been invoked, and in this get data we will just put that drag obj, and this get data function actually returns one element. That element will be called by get element by ID. That is that, as I told you, just remember the ID of the img, that is drag img. So it is returned to drag img, and this drag img is been passed as parameter to get element by id, which returns the element, and it is appended to the target. So how it is been appended, as you see, there is, we have done event.target.id. So with that, it is appended, it's been added by append child by getting the element by id. The id has been returned by get data in drag img. So we'll just complete it and we'll just test our page. So see, it has been just how it has been dragged and dropped on the div element. So this is how we test this our web page. Now we are going to test something else. So as you see, I have just done one thing. I've just commented just look at this one. I've commented ev.prevent default. That means I have just prevented the allow drop, and as I told you, by default the drop is not allowed, drag is not allowed, and drop is not allowed. So when I comment this one, that it should be obvious that drag and drop will be prevented. So let us see if it is prevented or not. Yeah, see, it is prevented. So it is not allowed. So I just uncomment this one and again refresh it. Again it is allowed. So we can see that if we exclude this line, it will not be allowed. So same we will do with the drop one, and again see. So see, now it has been opened in a new page. The image has been opened. It is not dropped. It is opened in as a image on a new page. So this happens when we comment the ev.prevent default from the drop function. Again commenting this two line, dragging equal to ev.data transfer.getData and target.appendChild.document.getElementId. Now we see if we comment this line, what will happen. The same thing happens, the drag and drop is prevented. So this is the code, and here how it is. So the drag and drop can be performed, can be done in web pages using JavaScript dynamically. So I'll just provide this code in my Google Drive and provide the link on my YouTube video. You can download the code and try to understand how to do it, and you can manipulate the code and do something new and more special. So this is a basic drag and drop functionality. So I hope I will later on come with some video where I can show you more on drag and drop, where image, instead of image we can even drag and drop files and other objects. So I'm hoping for some videos later on. So if you like this video, do press the like button. You can also subscribe to my channel SUBHRO190776. So thank you very much.